Hello, classmates. I am Maria Emily Ann, and I am from Group D. We were tasked to report about Module 10, which is about the monitoring and evaluation of social marketing programs. I was assigned to discuss to you about number 7, which is about writing an evaluation report, as well as to give you an overview of the presentation for Seoul City Institute by Renee Weiner, entitled Monitoring and Evaluation for Social and Behavioral Change Communication, particularly on Bullet A, which is the theoretical underpinning of doing a BCC, the social learning theory, and B, the model and mechanism for the social and behavioral change in communication and how monitoring and evaluation was done. So this is the scope of my report today. As previously said, I will be discussing about creating an evaluation report, as well as bullets A and B of Renee Weiner's presentation titled Monitoring and Evaluation for Social and Behavioral Change Communication. Let us start by defining evaluation so we can better understand an evaluation report. The term evaluation refers to the process of objectively judging the quality of something according to a predetermined set of criteria and norms. Any organization, program, design, project, or other intervention or initiative can use it to evaluate a goal, a feasible concept or proposal, or an alternative in order to make a decision or to determine the extent to which its goals and objectives have been met and its results have been worth the effort. Evaluation provides a method for determining whether or not an endeavor was worthwhile in terms of providing what was intended and expected. However, a good evaluation can also provide answers to other critical problems. In contrast, an evaluation report is just a written explanation of the evaluation's findings, interpretations, conclusions, or recommendations. The fundamental goal of an evaluation report is to present a high-level overview of the evaluation results. Furthermore, the report includes a description of the evaluation technique. A vital aspect of any evaluation process is writing a report to share your results with others. The goal of this part is to provide light on the evaluation procedure and the results. As a result, an evaluation report can help get the results of an evaluation to the right people. The outcomes of an evaluation must be reported so that everyone can see them and they can be used as intended in the future. This is done to ensure that everyone participating in the evaluation understands why they're doing what they're doing and is prepared for any and all implications that may arise. There is also a report on the evaluation to evaluate if the time and effort put into it was worthwhile. To prepare an evaluation report, it is recommended in the guidebook Advocacy, Communication, and Social Mobilization or ACSM for Tuberculosis Control to have staff with appropriate expertise analyze the outcome, evaluation data, work closely with the evaluators to interpret the data, and develop recommendations based on the data. Furthermore, an evaluation report should convey the lessons learned in a concise way that others who may be planning future ACSM efforts can simply absorb. It must be accountable to employers, partners, and funding agencies. Next, evidence of the effectiveness of the ACSM interventions and activities should be provided. And finally, a formal record should be created to serve as an institutional memory of what was tried, which partners had strong skills or experience in specific areas, what problems were encountered, and what successes were achieved. The standard format for an evaluation report includes 6 different parts. These parts work together to provide a thorough analysis of a service or policy and a set of suggestions for how to improve it. Writing an evaluation report requires careful consideration of each area and verification that all information is correct, current, and applicable. The common components of an evaluation report are as follows. First, the introduction. The introduction sets the tone for the reader. You must define what you are evaluating and why you are evaluating it. The objectives of the evaluation, as well as an explanation of the report's contents, should be included in the introduction. More information on the product, service, program, or policy under consideration can be found in the background information portion of the report. It must explain itself, clarify how it works, and identify its target audience. It is also necessary to identify the context in which the good, service, program, or policy will be used. The criteria section contains the standards and regulations for evaluating the product, service, program, or policy. It should specify the criteria for the evaluation as well as the methodology for making those assessments. The evaluation section contains an appraisal of the product, service, program, or policy. It should explain how well it meets the requirements outlined in the introduction. The evaluation must be evidence-based and as objective as possible. The conclusion summarizes the evaluation's findings. What works well and what may be improved should be specified. The findings should be supported with evaluation evidence. Lastly, under the recommendations area, you'll find suggestions for improving the product, service, program, or policy. The findings of the study should guide realistic, feasible, and acceptable recommendations. An evaluation report explains the evaluation for the reader. It must be well constructed in order to perform its informational purpose. Keep the following tips in mind if you're tasked with writing an evaluation report. Think of a, think of a purpose. This can then be used to build the structure of the evaluation report. The scope of an evaluation report will be determined by its goal. Gather the most pertinent evaluation information for the report. Think about who will be reading your report, so know your audience. This category includes readers, users, and in most cases, people who are being evaluated. Consider the technical report inquiries they may have. Next, divide the report into different sections. The concepts and substance of the evaluation will be broadly distributed. When writing, use plain, understandable language. So write in a clear manner. If you do this, your audience will be able to absorb the topics you present more easily. And lastly, proofread your report. Your report should be proofread. The most effective way to reduce error in your report is to have it proofread. Moving on to Renee Weiner's presentation, which is the monitoring and evaluation for social and behavioral change communication. The social learning theory is the study of learned behaviors by seeing, modeling, and imitating new actions that are reinforced by other individuals or models. People engage in behaviors when they believe they are capable. According to Renee Weiner, the following elements can influence a person's behavior. First, it could be personal factors, which could be cognitive, affective, or biological events. And second, it could be through environmental factors. The term behavior change communication, or BCC, has been replaced with social and behavior change communication, or SBCC. When discussing the coordination of messages and activities across numerous channels to reach multiple levels of society, such as the individual, the community, services, and policy, the phrases BCC and SBCC can be used interchangeably. What is SBCC? SBCC is an interactive process in which any interaction with people, groups, or communities, as part of a broader program, develops communication ways to encourage healthy behaviors suitable to their environment, easing the world's most critical health problems. Thus, A supportive setting encourages positive conduct. Based on behavior change theories and models, SBCC uses strategic communication to improve health outcomes. Formative research and behavior analysis lead to communication design, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation in SBCC. Audiences are segmented, messages and materials are pre-tested, and mass media, which includes radio, television, billboards, print, and the internet, interpersonal channels, or client-provider interactions or group presentations, and community mobilization are used to achieve behavioral objectives. This is the continuum spectrum of the SBCC. The many fields that exist along the continuum between the realms of development and entertainment, including communication for development or C4D, social and behavior change communications or SBCC, entertainment education, and social impact entertainment. Tobias Demel, a film producer from Prodigium Pictures, designed this infographic at the 2018 SBCC Summit in Bali, and key personnel from the Johns Hopkins University Center for Communication Programs, PCI Media Impact, the Population Media Center, and UNICEF all gave their stamp of approval. In this slide is the SB or the Soul City model of SBCC. So it comprises the following: effect, change at individual, community, and societal levels. For the methods, it's media, social mobilization, and advocacy. Next, learning and reflection or self-efficacy. And lastly, draw on different theories of SBCC. Rainer's presentation for the Seoul City Institute for Health and Development, or SCI, a nonprofit organization that is proud to be one of the world's most influential social and behavioral change program, addressed two critical social and public health issues in South Africa, that is HIV or AIDS and violence. One of their campaign tactics is One Love, which aims to prevent new HIV infections. It is a campaign being run by a number of groups in collaboration with the government. The campaign is being promoted in the media as well as in communities. Lastly, this is the campaign model employed by the One Love campaign on the SBCC continuum spectrum. So that concludes my report for the time being, and I leave you with the following discussion questions. First, how important do you believe an evaluation report is? And second, which of the following components of an evaluation report do you believe is the most valuable? Thank you very much.